Hey, what's going on, everyone? It's Dennis from Crypto Planet, also the Crypto Jew on Twitter. I have links to both of those platforms down below. And today we're going to be doing an analysis on GRIN USDC. And if you guys see over here, you have this long-term chart where GRIN was at $6.40 back in June 2019, and it has come all the way down to about 86 cents in end of October. And right now we're at about $1.05 so as you guys can see here, this right here, this looks like a clear bubble that has completed correcting. If you look at any sort of market that has been in a bubble, you'll see the pattern always looks something like this for the most part. Holochain looks just like this. If you look at Bitcoin in the past, you'll see many patterns like this, like from when Bitcoin went from $1,000 to $100. Then prices eventually get all the way back here and go way higher. But that, of course, is if the project is something that is going to stay around and if they're making progress. And fortunately for GRIN, it seems like something that is doing that. So let's get right into this analysis. So right over here, I'm looking at the GRIN one-day chart. I'm just going to remove all of these indicators and drawing tools I have on the chart. So now I removed everything except for this one resistance, and that's because I believe that this right here is a completed Elliott wave, and as long as we get above here, that would mean we're heading into the next Elliott wave pattern. If you guys don't understand that, you guys should definitely check out the course on my website. We go a lot into detail about Elliott wave, and it's a very important thing to use while trading, in my opinion. So I'm going to do an Elliott wave analysis on here right now to show you guys. And right over here, I believe we have the first wave in this Elliott wave corrects down to here. Then we have the third wave, which corrects down to probably around here. And then we have the fifth wave, which finishes right around here. And now with Elliott wave, after you have five waves, that becomes one entire wave. Because if you look at this first wave right here, there's actually five waves just like this inside of this wave. And each one of these waves is followed by an ABC correction. So we're going to have something like that right here too. I'm thinking right here, this may be where the A completes. This may be where the B completes. And if price holds as support down here, that's where we're going to have the C wave complete. Now, something very important is that we must maintain above this zone right here in order for this wave to continue being valid. If price closes below here, I would say that this wave is invalidated and we will most likely go lower unless we happen to have a double bottom like I see forming on a lot of different cryptocurrencies right now. I believe it's a double bottom, but only time will tell. Now, if we can determine that this is one wave completed, then we can assume that the next wave will be a large third wave. So after you have a first wave, you will have a very large third wave. Let me fix this. All right, just had to fix the settings on that line. Let me do another one right here. So now we would say that this is the first wave, possibly. If we get above here, that would confirm that. If we stay above here, that would also possibly confirm that. So what I'm going to do is a trend-based fib extension of this wave. Now I would say I would put this second coordinate here, and then I would bring this last coordinate here. That's if price finishes correcting there. So then our next targets would most likely be the 1-to-1 fib. This is a good target zone right here, $1.74. I usually shoot for a larger profit, so I would say possibly the 1618. But from the way this chart looks, I would say we'd most likely go even further. I could say even the 2618 is a potential zone for us to go to. Of course, if we break above here, I'm just going to put an arrow that shows that. So if we get above here and we get above this zone, we're heading to higher zones. So just so you guys know that, I'm going to remove these now. They're not really necessary to have there. I feel like they make the chart look a bit messy. And then we even have the possibility of hitting these zones over here. So I'm just going to put this like that. These are much less likely, but if you see price getting to this zone or this zone and we're not looking oversold at all, there's no really any large sell indicators, then I wouldn't even bother selling at these zones. I would see if we get to here or even further. But of course, this is all something that we will determine way in the future. No way to really decide this now, no reason to decide this now. But if you guys want to be updated on what I'm doing with this trade, definitely join the group chat down below. Definitely sign up as a member on my website as well. So we post this content there for it's basically very exclusive on the website as well. So let me check out some other things with this chart. We'll remove all of this right here. And now we will check out the weekly chart. And we'll set up some supports and resistances. So I'm going to pause this video right now, and then I'll unpause it once I have those all ready. All right, so now I have a bunch of different support and resistance zones set up on the chart, and I see some pretty bullish patterns on the chart as well. So I see right over here we have a 3 white soldiers pattern, which basically looks a lot like this. Just draw it out for you guys. You're going to have 3 large green candles following each other, just like that. But then we also are followed by a large red candle right here, but we have found support and price seems to be bouncing off of there, and we have maintained above here so far. So this pattern is not yet invalidated. We also have the 3 white soldiers right over here as well. That was invalidated. We have 3 red crows that follow this pattern, and then we have a nice downtrend which has not gotten back to this zone again. So we also have a strong resistance here at $1.89 ish, and I think we can definitely see some interesting confluence with these supports and resistances if we put that trend-based fib extension back. So I'm going to pause the video and I'll do that right now. All right, so now we have the trend-based fib extension back on the chart, and I put us back to the daily chart, and we could see right over here the 1618 lines up almost perfectly with that resistance, and the 2618 lines up almost perfectly with this resistance. And the other ones are kind of in between. The 1-to-1 is really not too close to this, so everything else isn't really there. But these ones, which are very important Fibonacci resistance zones, line up very nicely. So I'll give you guys a little brief information about how I'm trading this call. I've been posting a lot about this one in the group chat. The Telegram chat link is down below. And basically, I did get in this originally at around $1.21, 22 cents, something like that. We gave a signal to sell at $1.34. We did end up pumping much further. Then we ended up getting back in. I signaled to buy back in around $1.16 to $1.18. I ended up getting in myself at around $1.12. I unfortunately did not put that in the group chat, but I still believe that we are going to get much higher than where I signaled to buy in, which is about $1.16, $1.18. I did believe that support would hold initially. Unfortunately, it did not, but I believe we will still go further. Of course, when I say to buy, like to rebuy in at those prices, that doesn't mean to put everything back in, as we did go lower, and you had the opportunities to buy much lower. As you can see, this went to 91 cents even. So that was a great opportunity to buy more. Basically, what I'm going to do now is wait for a break above here and see what happens at these zones and the upper zones up here in order to figure out where I can sell in order to buy back cheaper. And most importantly, I'm looking to figure out where that next large third wave is going to complete. So if I know where the first wave completes, then we have a break above here, I'm going to know we're in the third wave. If it corrects down to here, I know we're going to have some sort of retracement, and that's where I look to sell in order to buy back cheaper. Especially after we complete a fifth wave, we're going to have a nice correction after that. After I get back in on the fourth wave, we'll take profits on this in the group chat. You guys should definitely check it out. One more important thing, as you can see here, we had a very large retracement after this first wave. So that means the third wave won't retrace nearly as much as this retraced. So we're probably going to have a very large third wave with a smaller retracement. So it may only correct a small amount. So we want to make sure to not miss the move back up from that correction. We want to get in on it, and then we want to hold GRIN again in order to ride the fifth wave, and then we want to sell after the fifth wave in order to wait for the next correction in order to get back in and make more profit. So we're going to be updating on that in the group chat. Definitely check it out. Link is down below. And if you guys want to know where to buy GRIN, I have the link to the exchange where I purchased GRIN and where I trade it. Definitely check that out as well. You'll get free BMX if you use my link to sign up. Take care, guys.